I'm Randy Goeke. I'm one of the owners of our Goeke Variety Store here in Atkinson, Nebraska. The business started almost 30 years ago now as my own and my partner Mike Skolovic's. Today it's an LLC and is owned by 5 people, which makes it a very interesting endeavor. And this building that we're standing in right now is our new home as of October, and we're still moving into this dynamic and I think beautiful space, very historic space on Main Street in Atkinson, just cattywampus from where we were for years. For 3 years we were absent from our own building and had a great space in Something Special by Maryland. Is just a small version of the variety store. Today we're back in our own building, and this historic building, what had been formerly Atkinson department store. Most of the community remembers it as that fondly, and then of course having 40 years of this building being closed and not accessible to the public. Just a year ago, Patty Scudler and I and Joe Scudler and I bought this building to renovate it for the purposes of moving the variety store here, and also Days of Wine, a wine store, to another portion of the building. It just seems like one of those events and moments that was just meant to be. And I can't speak enough about the involvement of the community in all stages of this process of restoring this now beautiful building, but once very derelict building. And the craftsmen, they all work together. The community coming, bringing us food. We know you're busy, don't have the time to cook. Here's some cookies, here's some brownies, here's a casserole. I want to do my part. It really moves my soul. And of course, after opening here, the support has just been phenomenal. People are having fun at our soda fountain, and that's what the whole purpose is. I find the soda fountain to be such a very important piece of the whole business model for especially RF Goeke Variety Store. RF Goeke Variety Store without a soda fountain is very much like an FW Woolworth without a luncheonette. I mean, they just go together. For those of you old enough to know what I'm talking about, you'll get that. And it draws people into the store. It draws community too. People of all ages sit, they visit, they see their friends, and hopefully they enjoy some ice cream treats served in a way that maybe was more common years ago than today, with attention to the glassware and to how the ice cream is presented, and hoping to enable people to slow down just a bit in our very, very busy world, where they can just chill and slow and enjoy the ambiance and some time down and maybe time to visit with the neighbor. You ask why stay in Holt County, why live in Holt County, why return to Holt County. Of course, I did go away. I was one of the guys in high school that said, well, I'm never going to live there again, and went off in various directions, lived time in Denver, Colorado, had a great career there. Came back now 30 years ago, and oh, I'm so happy I did. I think by being away, for me at least, I found when I returned just what a great place this is. In its beautiful simplicity, and I mean simple not in a pejorative way at all, but life here is really simple compared to the rat race of the city as I found it even in the 1990s. Now I can't imagine what that lifestyle would be like, but to be able, I often say, I love being known and I like to know. Not in a nosy sort of way, but just again, back to that sense of community. And to me, it's a quality of life that's hard to find in today's world, where you truly do know your neighbors and you do know your customers. And if you don't, you'll find out, and you listen to their stories. To me, if the whole world could be more, have a possibility of listening to each other's stories, I think we'd have a peaceful world. I heard it said read just the other day that if we could know each other's stories, there would be no enemies. And in a small town, you do know each other's stories. And that's, to me, makes it so rich. And plus, I'll be honest, doing business in small towns is easy. I can do my shopping for my ranch, for things I need at the variety store for my crafts or whatever in the grocery store. I can do that all in a half hour, and I pull up in the front of the lumberyard and they load it up for me and they sell right on the tab. That doesn't happen any other place except these kind of communities. So that's definitely why I stay. We are probably limited some maybe by, I can't go to the opera or whatever, but you know, maybe make a special event and go to Omaha, and then that makes that even more special. But I think living in Holt County is, again, just that simple, basic community that it's hard to find anywhere. It's the closest to Mayberry, if those of you old enough to know what I'm talking about, that we can get. You know, I really have experienced it that way.